What's good with y'all, man? Gniady back here with another video, and today I'll be hopping in some franchise and going ahead and simming a season with the Bears. Now that the free agency is basically over, all of the biggest moves that are probably going to happen have happened. Obviously, we still got to wait for Aaron Rodgers and to see if he goes with the Jets. It's more than likely that he will be with the Jets. As a Bears fan, I hope he does go play for the Jets, you know, somewhere that's not the Packers. As you know, as a Bears fan, it's been hard watching him play. But with all that said, Bears have made a lot of moves. They did a lot of things. In my last video, I talked about what I'd like to see the Bears do and try to make some realistic moves. A lot of people didn't like, a couple people didn't like the moves I made. I traded the first overall pick with the Panthers for some good picks and Brian Burns. I wasn't far off. They got 2 first-round picks, 2 second-round picks, and DJ Moore. So I was right about them trading with the Panthers. So everyone's saying that that wasn't a good move. I wasn't far off, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and hop into the roster, show you the exact moves they've done, and go sim like the whole season and see kind of how they're gonna match up. This is a fully updated roster on how it should be. Obviously, they still have to do some drafting and stuff like that. Hopefully, they get a nice defensive player, one of the top guys. Realistically, I mean, yet again, I don't know. Hopefully we can get Will Anderson or Jalen Carter. Nolan Smith is good as well. Maybe we'll get that Penn State corner, something like that. But a good defensive player would be huge for us next year. Hopefully we can get a good weapon like Marvin Harrison or something. So that's what I'm looking at. So let's go ahead and hop into the roster real quick. And here is their new active depth chart / lineup. As you guys can see, I did get a face cam if that wasn't obvious. It was a present I got, so it is really nice. I like it a lot. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below if you guys want to continue seeing some face cam content. I am in my dorm right now. This is my dorm. I'll be moving back home from school pretty soon. So this camera will stay with me. I like this one way more than my past one. If you guys are OG subscribers to the channel and you saw me play Madden 22, I did used to have a face cam. It wasn't as nice as this, if you have noticed. But anyway, let's go ahead and do it. We got DJ Moore. This dude is a dog. I'm really glad we got him. We do need some wide receivers and stuff like that. Darnell Mooney's right there. Justin Fields still on the squad. We did get rid of David Montgomery. He is now on the Lions. A little bit sad. Obviously, Monty was a big guy, played a big role for the Bears, as we were the #1 rushing attack, most efficient rushing attack in the NFL, especially Justin Fields. He was the most efficient rusher on the entire year. So at least we have him. Sorry about that. My camera died. But anyways, Justin Fields is still on the squad. We still have Khalil Herbert. I love Khalil Herbert. The Juice Herbert is a freaking dog. He's been really good for us. Unfortunately, got hurt at the end of the year, but I love this guy. Holy crap. But anyways, we have Nate Davis now, right guard from the Titans. Of course, this guy is gonna be pretty good, I hope. I don't know that much. Robert Tonyan, we got him from the Packers. Nice little pickup. Still have Cole Kmet on the team. And as far as that goes, that's really Chase Claypool still on the team, of course. That's really as far as it goes for our offensive, you know, stuff. But the defense is where we made the most moves. Jalen Johnson is still on the squad. Kyler Gordon's still on the squad. Trayvon Gibson still on the squad. But we got Jared Jones from the Titans as well, I believe. Then we got Tremont Edmonds and TJ Edwards, and Jack Sanborn was a beast for us for a long time already last season, so that is really, really nice. Jaquan Brisker, Eddie Jackson are the safeties up top. I've already liked a lot. Jaquan Brisker was a rookie last year. I really enjoyed watching him play, and I think he's going to be a really good player, especially for being a 3rd-round pick. The dude is a beast out of Penn State. Tremont Edmonds, really, really good. Obviously, a lot of people said, you know, Roquan, why give up Roquan just to get, you know, these guys on top of that, and why not just pay Roquan? Honestly, I do think Roquan is a better player, but Roquan didn't want to play for the Bears, right? I don't think, in my mind, from what I saw in the media, he didn't want to play for the Bears. I don't want to have someone on the team who doesn't want to stay on the team. I'd rather bring in some new guys who are also pretty good. TJ Edwards led the Eagles in tackles, which is really, really good. They went to the Super Bowl, the best defense in the NFL arguably last year. Tremont Edmonds has been a really, really good middle linebacker for a long time now with the Bills. He's a tall player, he's a physical player, he's a leader from what I can tell. So I'm really, really excited to see how these guys play. And these are really the only adjustments. Yet again, like I said, hopefully the draft hits and we get another defensive player. Someone on the line, like, look at this. Even in Madden, you could see 73, 73, 74, 72. Like, the amount of upgrades we made on the defensive line is basically none right now. So I want to see some moves made on the defensive line to get our pass rush up. I'm not sure if TJ Edwards is much of an edge rusher or not, if he rushes at all, to be honest. Jaquan Brisker had a couple of sacks. He can come off the edge, right? But we're going to need to do a lot more than that. But let's go ahead and hop into simulation of the first half of the season, kind of see how the team looks, take a look at everyone's stats, and go from there. All right, we are currently at midseason 2-5, right? So this honestly is semi-realistic, I would say. It's going to be a tough season probably, but I actually do have high hopes for Justin Fields. I know a lot of people are down on the Bears. Obviously, I'd say I'm probably one of the people that are higher on the Bears than most people. I tend to get my hopes up, but I'm also a bit of a realist at the same time. Like, I understand we're probably going to lose a lot of games next year. I'm hoping for at least 6 wins. Not that that's much better, right? You know, with the Lions getting a lot better and they're already being good last year. Packers hopefully won't be as good. The Vikings were obviously really good last year, and I don't see them getting much worse, to be honest. You know, they did get kind of lucky. I don't really like calling lucky in the NFL. Like, if you're good, you're good. But taking a look at midseason, we can see the Giants, holy cow, they are 7-0. Let's go ahead and take a look at the players and on this team and see exactly what their sides are doing. So through the first half of the season, which I don't really call it the half, I mean, it's only 7 games, but Justin Fields, 1,500 passing yards. He has 135 completions, 200 attempts, 13 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. That's really, really good play from Justin Fields right there. I'm guessing he'll have a decent amount of rushing yards. Khalil Herbert, 300 rushing yards. Justin Fields, 200. I'd say that's semi-realistic, not really. I'm guessing Justin's going to have more than 200 rushing yards at the halfway point in the season. That is right. We did get Deontay Foreman. That's on me, guys. I forgot to include that. Travis Homer from the Eagles as well. Had a couple of carries. But honestly, Foreman and Herbert, that'll be a nice 1-2 punch. Foreman has some good speed. He was from the Panthers as well. It didn't come in that trade, but we did pick him up in free agency. So that's kind of how it's looking. Receiving wise, Darnell Mooney leading the charge. I would say somewhat expected, but DJ Moore up there as well. Maybe he'll lead. I could see that though, only because Darnell Mooney and Justin Fields do have that chemistry right now currently. So it might take a little bit longer for DJ Moore to get kind of acquired with that team, with the Bears, obviously. So get the chemistry going. I did see them go to a Bulls game together, which that sounds like nothing, but for me, that was super cool to watch that and see those pictures and them hang out, getting that chemistry. I think chemistry is a real thing. I think getting that chemistry going as a team is really, really important to a team success. So I was really happy to see that. Robert Tunyon's up there as well, 325 yards. Chase Claypool. So it looks like Tunyon, according to Madden, is going to be our #1 tight end, and what they think is going to happen. I honestly am not sure how they're going to split the time between him and Cole Kmet, or how, if Justin Fields is going to target him a lot. He is a good tight end, but maybe it was just Aaron Rodgers making him look good, because, you know, some players are good with a good quarterback and not exactly with another team. But obviously a good quarterback is going to make everybody excel, right? You want to have a good quarterback. Unless you're Garrett Wilson, then you're going to have an amazing season with switching around between 3 quarterbacks who are all not that great. I think we can all agree with that. So that's the first half of the season. We are 2-5, and we're going to go ahead and take another simulation to the playoffs and see how we finish the season. So we are now at the end of the year. The Eagles finished first, 15-2, very reasonably. I can see that. Chiefs at 14-3. Yet again, I can easily see that. Both the tops of their divisions. 49ers 12-5. Giants 12-5. Pretty good. That's a little bit better than last year. I think they had 10 wins last year. Call me crazy. 12-5 for the Packers. So I'm guessing they still have Rodgers on the Packers in this. So, you know, that's yet again, if Rodgers does stay on the Packers, that is something I could see possibly happening. 11-6 for the Chargers. 11-6 for the Bills. Yet again, I could see all of that. Colts 10-7. Cardinals 10-7. Bengals 10-7. Cowboys 10-7. I do think the Cowboys are going to be better than that, to be honest, especially with these. So getting Stephon Gilmore, Brandon Cooks, they're going to be a better team than they were last year. They did lose Zeke, which don't tell anybody, but I don't think that was that big of a deal. So if there's any Cowboy fans watching, I love Zeke, sorry, but I just don't think he's that great. I think Tony Pollard's a lot better. Losing Zeke is not that big of a deal. Broncos at 10-7. Okay, so with Sean Payton now as their head coach, they're gonna have kind of a relapse season, not relapse, but a better season than they did last year, obviously, because they had a pretty bad season. Looks like they did make the playoffs, and the Saints are gonna sneak in there, according to Madden. I can't say I agree with that, but it's definitely possible. Let's go ahead and take a look at the playoff brackets real quick. Where did the Bears finish actually before we get into that? So the Bears are 4-13. We won one more game than last year according to this. So yet again, it's possible. It's possible. Wouldn't be the worst thing. Maybe we get a Marvin Harrison or something like that. But I'm going to be watching every game as a Bears fan, and I'm going to be invested in every single game. And if we go 4-13, I'm going to lose my mind just like I did this year. We were in a lot of close games last year. Justin Fields kept us in a lot of games. I think he was in 8 game-winning drives this year. There was 8 different times this year where he could have went down and won the game. He went over 8 in those, by the way, if you're wondering. I don't know. Maybe it's just lack of experience. Maybe how the game is stacked against him. He had good games in all of those to keep us at a close game. If you have 8 game-winning drive opportunities, you're doing something right, I feel like. But in those, he went 0 for 8. He did struggle in those. He tended to get quote-unquote hurt in those drives. So, it was left to be some stuff was left to be desired in those drives. But obviously, I'm hoping that he'll have a turnaround this year with a better defense, have more confidence. I think he just lacked a little bit of confidence, especially with not having that many weapons. Maybe DJ Moore will help turn that around. A healthy Khalil Herbert, healthy Darnell Mooney as well, because we all know he did get hurt. Him and Eddie Jackson got hurt at the end of the year. They missed like the last 4 or 5 weeks. So that was definitely a hit. And then, at that point, it's like the morale of the team is down. But we finished 4-13. Let's go ahead and take a look at the stats of this team. So Justin Fields is going to finish with just under 4,000 passing yards. That's really, really good. Lamar Jackson is known for having 3,500 passing yards and 1,000 rushing yard seasons like many years in a row. So that is really, really good numbers. Lamar Jackson obviously is really good, but this is Justin Fields we're talking about here. So if he can do similar things to Lamar Jackson, he'll be at a really, really good level. 30 touchdowns for Justin Fields. That is really, really good, especially for him not being much of a passer. Currently getting that passing game up. I know he's working on it a lot. Hopefully that's a lot from DJ Moore. We're going to take a look at that in a second. 5 interceptions, a really good rate. I think he had a decent amount of interceptions this year. So that's definitely a nice little jump up from the last year. Rushing, we have Khalil Herbert, 730 rushing yards. Really good from Khalil Herbert. 410 rushing yards from Justin Fields. Yet again, not that realistic. I'm saying he's going to probably have 1,000 again or close to 1,000. Deontay Foreman 355. He'll probably be used a little bit more than that in my opinion. Hopping and receiving, DJ Moore leading the charge. He's gonna break 1,000 yards. I do actually believe that, and I hope that happens. 1,000 yards receiving from DJ Moore. A nice season. 852 from Darnell Mooney. Chase Claypool at 788 and Robert Tonyan at 778. So a nice year from honestly everybody, but especially from DJ Moore. He had 8 touchdowns. Darnell Mooney with 5, Chase Claypool with 6, Robert Tonyan with 6. So a nice little season on the offensive side. Taking a look at the defensive side, Tremont Edmonds is leading the charge with 128 tackles. Him and TJ Edwards both have the same amount of tackles. That's really, really nice. Jaquan Brisker is up there as well. Michael, not even going to try to pronounce that. Chandler Johnson, 86. Taking a look at our sack leaders, 9 sacks for Travis Gibson. Pretty good. There's DeMarcus Walker. That is actually who we picked up. I'm sorry. DeMarcus Walker is the one we got from the Titans. I got a little confused. 6.5 sacks. Honestly, not that bad. I'm pretty sure that's better than anybody last year. But if we can have that type of production from our defense, I'd be pretty happy with that. Take a look at interceptions. Not really many interceptions. 2 interceptions here, 2 interceptions here. I'm gonna go on a limb, and it's not hard to imagine that there's gonna be more than that from one of our players in real life. But overall, I'd say pretty good overall season from the defense and the offense. Obviously, it wasn't that good overall if we really think about it, only having 4 wins. But this is something I think we can look forward to, or maybe, I don't know what the hell I'm saying. But I do think that's a good sign for what's to come, especially since this won't be the full team. We're going to have a full draft of some good picks. Hopefully, we do have some high picks, high first, high second overall, second round pick. So hopefully those can be some crucial picks to help this team really jumpstart into becoming a playoff team and really, really good. But that is going to do it for this video. If you guys did enjoy this video, please hit the like button, subscribe if you guys are new, comment down what you guys want to see, what you guys thought of this video, if you guys think that the Bears will be better than this, what teams you might want to see next, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.
I was the best one. You thinking way back, you should have kept them. You always question all of my methods. I try to hold you down. I just want you around. I swear that you don't check your phone. I be pulling in the coupe on my own.